Open Jeopardy!
This is Jeopardy! And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Thanks, Johnny, and welcome, players. I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you so much for joining us.
Welcome to a special edition of the Thrift Store Rundown, where we bring Hollywood home on a budget. Last Friday, the 48th annual Daytime Emmys, which aired on CBS, brought a sound, full-circle culmination to an unfolding end of an era for, frankly, what I think is the American standard in TV game shows. And I say unfolding end of an era because, although I do think Jeopardy can live on no matter who hosts it, because it has a solid format with an enduring legacy, if they don't end the continuing celebrity guest host trend and start giving some serious thought to a permanent successor for the late Alex Trebek, and I say successor, not replacement. Nobody can replace Alex Trebek. But if they don't give him some serious thought soon, then I believe fans will have had enough, and the show could be in danger of ending its outstanding run. And I emphasize the term outstanding because last Friday at the Daytime Emmys, both awards for Outstanding Game Show and Outstanding Game Show Host respectively went to, rightfully so, Jeopardy and Alex Trebek, which really do go hand in hand, as they had for 35 plus years. I don't think any other game show, and especially any other game show host, could have been more deserving this year, because if that wasn't the case, I believe the Television Academy of Arts and Sciences would have been in jeopardy themselves of Neil Wyatt's, and of course, cancellation of upcoming Daytime Emmy ceremonies. What is with this cancel culture, huh? Why is that not in jeopardy, the woke police? Anyway, Mike Richards accepted for Jeopardy as a whole, and in a really heartwarming moment, both of Alex Trebek's kids, son Matthew and daughter Emily, accepted the Outstanding Game Show Host Award on their father's behalf, his very final Emmy, proving that even after life, he really is the gold standard. By now you know the backstory and why I think that both of these institutions in pop culture are so rightfully deserving of their Emmys. November 8, 2020. After 20 months of treatment for stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and at the age of 80, Alex Trebek, how best to say this without sounding heartbroken, the curtain came down on him for good. When David alerted me via Twitter that Alex had passed, my heart stopped because we lost an icon. A native of Canada, he was invited into viewers' homes across America every single night. He was widely regarded among Jeopardy fans, myself included, as a member of the family. Not really a big-name celebrity that you want to rip the clothes off of, like Brad Pitt. Screw Brad Pitt. No, he was widely regarded as something else of higher importance and greater significance, and really greater honor and valor. A member of the family that you love and treasure and have dinner with for a half hour every single night. A member of the family that always had some funny story to tell, and always, some tidbit of trivia or information that you can apply to your everyday life that spans generations, centuries upon centuries of knowledge that he accumulated throughout his 80 years, not just his 35 plus years as, of course, the host of Jeopardy, not the star. He never wanted to be referred to as the star, the contestants of the stars, and so too is the game. He always insisted that Johnny Gilbert introduce him as the host. How befitting, but he really was the host and the star. Which is why I wanted to bring this run of Jeopardy on TSR to a full circle culmination, at least for now, with a dual review of not only what has the potential to be my new favorite home game version of Jeopardy from PRESSMAN Toys, but also his hardcover swan song. The answer is Reflections on My Life, a New York Times bestseller, #1 on the list, an Assignment and Sister publication. The price too is outstanding. Or should I say, for this, especially, the price is right. Sorry CBS and Drew Carey, you'll get your ton next year. 75% off the price of $2.99 for what is being touted as the original edition of Jeopardy, America's favorite quiz show from PRESSMAN toys for 3 to 5 players ages 12 to adult. When this was originally sold, well, not that much of a price difference. Only off by 1 cent, $3, but in excellent condition. Tested. Oh yeah, it's definitely been tested, so really it's not in excellent condition anymore. See here? This is especially egregious. Look at this. Somebody put masking tape around the box to secure it tightly, and you know how I feel about that, because if you try to take the masking tape off, like I attempted to get a peek at the contents inside, making sure I'm getting the complete package, well, the box art comes off. Not that excellent. But the price, it definitely is excellent. Not that excellent equally, but almost as good, $4.99 for this. And seeing that it came out just really a few months ago, out of a retail price of $26 in the US and $32 in Alice's native land of Canada, well, you tell me if those prices are not awesome. We're gonna start you first with America's favorite quiz show, condensed into this spunky little home game version, which was released in, let's check the back, 2005. Let's open this up. So here we have your instruction sheet, double-sided. Of course, we all know how to play Jeopardy, so I'm not gonna go over the rules specifically. If you don't know how to play Jeopardy, it is outrageously, deceptively simple here. I mean, yeah, you can read the instruction sheet, but it's so simple. Contents of the game include a plastic display board with a plastic backboard and display board legs. We have only one of 2 accounted for. A pad of 35 two-sided answer sheets, one side containing Jeopardy clues for the first round and double Jeopardy clues for the second round. A sheet containing blue dollar value cards for Jeopardy on one side and red dollar value cards for double Jeopardy on the other side. Yes, the dollar amount cards are double-sided. Daily double cards and a final Jeopardy card with 4 contested clickers in lieu of buzzers. A game die, which you roll to determine who starts Jeopardy first. That is whoever has the highest number when they roll the die. And it's also used to break a tie if 2 players buzz, or in this case, click in simultaneously. Jeopardy money, and of course the all-important question booklet, which doubles as the answer booklet because, as you well know, players must answer in the form of a question. So again, this is your double-sided instruction sheet with 2 diagrams for setting up the game. So simple to set up the game, it just goes like that, like a snap. This is the game board here. Again, it really is sad to put together. I mean, you just insert one of the Jeopardy and double Jeopardy clue sheets inside the game board here in the back, and then you're set to go. And one it's already been inserted for me, I tried to take it out so you can see it. Okay, may not be that much of a snap to insert, but hey, it is pretty easy. And the dollar amount cards you just place on these little squares here. And of course, you hide one of the daily double cards under the value cards too. So that way, each player who lands on a number can get a little surprise when they land on a daily double. This is your question booklet. And of course, it really has a wide variety of categories. Pop culture, sports, journalism, American and world history, stuff about animals. I mean, Jeopardy is one of the more vast, wide-ranging quiz shows out there. It really is an American institution in knowledge. So anything you want to know about anything in the world, you'll find here in the Jeopardy question booklet, as well as in these cards right here, these clue cards. Again, one of the two display easel legs. You would set it up like this, insert it here, sewn in the back. Just clip it on as sewn, and that would prop it up, right side up, so it would stand tall so that everybody can get a good look at it. Really, if you have only one or two, that's not really a big turn off for me. You can just lay it down on the couch, in this case, flat. I would do it on a table, but it's kind of cluttered at the moment. And everybody can still get a good look at it. So, yeah, having one or two display legs accounted for, that's not really bothersome for me. We also have here the clickers, one of 4. And is it me, or do I just find the sound of a clicker more satisfying than the sound of a buzzer, which really doesn't make any sound at all when contestants play on Jeopardy? Oh yeah, that sure does click with me. Of course, you have your Jeopardy money here. 200, 400, 600, 800, 1,000. And then double those amounts for Double Jeopardy. Color-coded, by the way, so it makes it easier to distribute the money. Each player, by the way, who starts Jeopardy gets $1,000 to begin. And of course, you're also seeing some of the value cards here, including this, that all-important Daily Double. That's in blue on one side for the first round of Jeopardy, red on the other side for Double Jeopardy, the second round. 3 rounds are played in total, including, yes, Final Jeopardy. These are some of the value cards. Sorry for the background noise. And yeah, there is a Final Jeopardy card contained in here. Let me get that out right now. 2 Daily Double cards, 1 Final Jeopardy card. There you go. So that's basically all the Jeopardy home game components for this 2005 iteration for PRESSMAN. But let's show you just a few more clue cards here. Jeopardy. Categories include the 40s, magic, state capital nicknames at the bookstore. Just one more thing. Black and white film facts. This could be one of my favorite categories. Vice Presidents, second letter Y. Sports autobiographies. Do you spell something? I Love Candy, Sports First on the First, Notable Women, Classic Sitcoms by Character. What is Married with Children? I got that one on the fly. Celebrity Rhyme Time. Ackroyd's Blueprints, Zajak's Stetsons and Sombreros, The Vista Sea from Miss Barrymore's Home, Harrelson's Yummies, Hairdresser Vidal's Woodwinds. And for Double Jeopardy, Birth of a President, thanks for the memoirs. Science class, prose, name the musical. The Vietnam War, Grammy-winning female singers, foreign fashion, behind the zodiac, all over. The 4 T's, TV or not TV, Shakespearean characters, movie musicals, and connect the dots. That's Jeopardy, America's favorite quiz show, condensed for home play from PRESSMAN Toys. And speaking of, thanks for the memoirs, Alex. Thanks for this insightful, humorous, and uplifting memoir, which I'll serve as your magnum opus. The answer is Reflections on My Life. I went over the prices already, so let's show you some highlights. 1. Who is the last of the bad women? In his primary school days in Canada, he had a couple of crushes on teachers. In the 4th grade, Miss Charbonneau, and in the 5th grade, Miss L'Abbé. He and his school buddy, Adelard Baker, over his right shoulder, seen in that photo right here, were, quote, beneficiaries of a wonderful moment right before the Christmas break. Miss L'Abbé actually kissed both Alex and Adelard on the lips. Kissing a cute teacher on the lips. Well, that is definitely not uncommon anymore, and I think we all know why. I know, sorry, but I just couldn't resist. It's still kind of warm though, but hey, it was adorable during Alex's time. Next, what is a soulmate? How he met and married the love of his life, Jean. And to say that she's drop dead gorgeous in Alex's words is really an understatement. I wholeheartedly concur. Who gets better looking with age? I find this equally adorable. This is a quote from Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, their favorite movie. Which movie? The classic one, which got a lot of flack from director William Wyler, or the masterpiece classic one, which is my favorite, with spouses Tom Hardy and Charlotte Wiley. That's my favorite. I have it reviewed on the channel. Whatever our souls are made of, yours and mine are the same. That's the way he looked at their marriage and their relationship. One soul in two bodies. This is a picture of the best day of his life, when he said yes to becoming Jean's husband, or should we say, the answer is yes. You should have said, the answer is, I do, but hey, that got a laugh, so why mess with perfection? This is a chapter called, What is Improvisation and Preparation? In other words, a typical day on the Jeopardy set, told in photographs. From morning to mid-evening, 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Receiving the show scripts, prepping the clues, prepping the day's taping, getting prepped in hair and makeup, and of course, taping 5 shows, 1 to 2 days, with a lunch break in between, and brief Q&A sessions with the studio audience, which really bring out his best Trebekisms. You'll see a lot of those questions and answer sessions with the studio audience in select portions of this book. Actually, I'm going to save this chapter for last. That is how I will conclude this review, which has already been long-winded, but for good reason. David and I are huge fans of Jeopardy, and we're huge fans of Alex's work. You know what I think this best does? It best summarizes his interview with the Television Academy Foundation and journalist Barry Needler. Apart from the new material written for the book in the wake of COVID-19, this really is lifted near wholesale from his interview with Barry Needler on the Television Academy Foundation's website. If you want to see that in full, I will leave a link in the description below for you to check that out. And might I suggest reading this book while listening to that interview? It's almost like reading the audiobook, which, by the way, was co-narrated by Trebek and who else? Ken Jennings. It received a Grammy nomination for Best Spoken Word Album, which I believe is Jeopardy's first ever Grammy nomination, in spirit. Yes, folks, even after life, Alex Trebek and Jeopardy are still going places unexplored. As far as who should succeed Alex Trebek in the future, well, one of two choices would be more than prime and more than prepared and capable and mature to handle the job. Ken Jennings. I mean, who else? I mean, 74 games won on Jeopardy, back to back to back. Hello, Ken. Oh, Nancy Zerg, how I envy and hate you, you giant killer. Wittiest game show contestant of all time. Jeopardy was his starting board. It was his springboard. And for nearly 74 games, it was, as Alex says in his own words, the Ken and Alex show. Apart from that, he's also an author of the author of the Brainiac series of trivia books for kids, and now a producer on Jeopardy. Yeah, he might have said some things during his heyday that were immature, to say the least, that could get him cancelled, and, well, he might be in danger of getting really cancelled. I hate cancel culture. But you know what? Would you really want some run-of-the-mill second-rate celeb to fill Alex's shoes for the indefinite future? No. If anyone's going to put this celeb host hit parade on permanent hiatus. If anyone's going to end this cavalcade parade of guest celeb hosts, I think Ken is the one to do it. Full stop. The other choice would be Mike Richards. He's the current executive producer of Jeopardy. He took that position after leaving his post at the Price is Right. He did a guest hosted for 2 weeks, as did Ken Jennings, and they both received a surprising amount of acclaim. Mike Richards received slightly more acclaim than Ken, however. Well, he's the boss, and yet he has no hosting experience, I would think, prior to this. So, I think he would be another good choice, second best choice. Anyone else would just not cut it. Nobody can replace Alex Trebek, but if anyone has the potential to live up to the standards that Alex set forth during 35 plus years, Ken Jennings can, so can Mike Richards. However, and this was Alex's risk, if Betty White was the guest host Jeopardy, well, that would be an amusing choice. Can you imagine the ratings for that? Skyrocketing up to the heavens. Well, I'm sure Alex would be notified and would definitely smile with great regularity. And in case you didn't know, yes, the chapters are presented in the form of questions or answers. Like, who is George Alexander Trebek? His full name, Alexander, What is military college? And the final chapter, the answer is life. Really the final Jeopardy of this heartwarming, hilarious book that should be a mainstay for any Jeopardy fan's library.
Over the past 30 years, I've been approached many times by publishers and writers to do an autobiography or consent to an authorized biography, but I've always turned them down. I've had no interest whatsoever. I didn't think I had anything pertinent to say to the world, and my life was not particularly exciting. I'm no different from many other people. I've never seen myself as anything special. And that's why if you listen to Johnny Gilbert's announcement at the opening of Jeopardy, I'm introduced as the host rather than the star. This is not going to be a standard memoir. It's an aperçu of Alex Trebek, human being.
Jeopardy, America's favorite quiz show, the original edition. I think that's a really appropriate time because Jeopardy and Alex Trebek, they are true originals as individuals. But together, there really is no contest. I still have to be cautious and give this 4.5 out of 5 claps because of the missing display leg. The answer is, however, is just simply marvelous. And gets 5 claps for a total of 9.5 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching this review. And as far as the final chapter goes that I want to highlight here, the answer is the fans. I really can't say enough how grateful I am for our show's fans. You know what, Alex? You are indeed a class act. Guys, I will catch you on the thrift side. Alex, even after parting us, you remain quite literally the gold standard, as is your most telling legacy in your professional career. And as far as how we feel about you, I think executive producer Mike Richards best sums it up.
Thank you for everything, Alex. This is Jeopardy!